Kevlakes. A voice for video, a face for radio.
This is David Infinite Love, your favorite poet. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Take two.
Yeah, slight recording glitch.
So you want to say about it? What had happened was
What had happened is what had happened was
we recorded the whole thing, and for some O'Shea Duke Jackson reason, it didn't save.
it did not save.
It did not save. And the whole topic was about health and fitness in the black industry. The collectivism,
Community, I think you mean.
the community, the peoples, everybody. How health and fitness affects us. The lack of health and fitness in us, the lack thereof. Why most of us aren't in major gyms, you know. Yeah, it was that. And then for some reason, it just decided to not save. But it's cool. It's cool. We're back here again for the very first time. So, we spoke about, basically, the question was, why is it that a lot of black people don't take their health seriously? That's what it was. Don't take their health, don't take their fitness seriously. Most of it comes to the food. The food, the mindset, the lifestyle, the surroundings, the environment.
Yeah, food and exercise.
Right. So, I say this, everything we do, there's fashion and there's function, right? Most of the foods we eat is very, very much fashion, which is what? It lacks function. There's no function to the food. The foods we eat is not functional. It's not good for the body. It's not good for our health. It's sweet. It tastes good. It's full of sugar. It tastes great, but it's not good for the body. As simple as. Like, think about it. Most of our foods have high carbs, high starch content, high carb content, high sugar content. Very chilly, yes, but it's high in the high carb content. Even our protein is not exactly, our protein is deep fried protein. It's deep fried, it's cooked in something else. It's just, it's unhealthy. What say you, sir?
I say the idea of let food be your medicine and medicine be your food is really, really powerful.
Whoa. Would you kindly say that again? That was dope.
There's a famous quote: "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food."
Let food be your medicine.
And medicine be your food. So instead of looking at it as though, oh, this is just something I'm eating just for the flavor or just because I'm in the mood for this or whatever, to actually think of food as medicine. It's a powerful perspective, but one that I'd say very few people take.
So when you say, like, how do I put it? Instead of seeing it as, okay, this is a plate of this or that and the third, you see, so say example, this is a jollof rice and plantain and chicken, right? Would one see it as carbohydrates, oils, fats, and protein?
This is what I mean. If you're treating food like medicine, you're going to be thinking in terms of what do you need. So, for example, I was with some friends this weekend, and one of them was explaining to me different sources of energy and how with carbohydrates, you'll get energy from it, but then there's also going to be certain dips potentially in your energy depending on what you're eating. Sugars, most extreme example of that. Whereas you're saying with certain fats, the release of energy is more more stable, so your energy won't tend to have the same level of dips. And he spoke about protein and how protein functions as a building block for certain neurotransmitters. So if you're eating, he had these like steak bites. I'm saying that the energy from that's more slow release, more balanced as well. So there's some people I've met who think in these kind of terms, and like you said, like, what's the day looking like? What do I need? What fuel do I need? What medicine do I need? Maybe there's some days where you need to go more light because you've eaten more heavy the day before. Just treating food as medicine or fuel is a real shift in perspective.
I like to use food as fuel. So
I think of it more as fuel.
My example is on the days that I don't work out, I have little to no carbohydrates.
Okay.
So I have protein though, like I said, building blocks, little amino blocks of energy. The days that I do, say I train once a day, I would have some carbs, but I would try not to eat as much carbs as I've been programmed to, right? Again, I'll tell you that later. But now, on the day that I'm training twice a day, I eat lots of carbs, lots of protein, but also the day before a heavy run, I carb load. So, for example, if I'm going to run on a Tuesday, what I will do is I will carb load on Monday. On Monday, I'll carb load so that on Tuesday I can run empty. Because my body, it takes about 6-8 hours to digest the whole food. My body absorbs it, and that energy, that stored energy, is in my body. Now, what people don't necessarily realize is body fat is actually stored energy. That's what it is. Body fat is stored energy. If you look at body fat in a way of, the electric charge key, whereas at homes where you pay like £20 for your electric,
plug it in,
but then you have like a £5 spare.
Okay.
Right. So the £20 is your energy levels, right? The £5 spare is only going to be activated after your energy levels have been spent. That makes sense. So if you give your energy level, say £6, your storage level £6, and you have like £2 for your regular payment, once that £2 runs out, it goes straight to the £6. Make sense? So if I carb load, I'm giving my reserve more energy. And then the next thing I do is I make sure, like on run day, my regular payment is empty. So the first thing that happens is
it starts to burn
my reserve tank, my storage tank. So moreover, I'm running empty. My stomach is empty. So I don't have a bag to carry. Because your stomach is a bag. If you have food in it and you're running, it's like holding a big bag and running with the bag. It's tiresome, it's cumbersome. It burns you out quick. You get tired in no time. That's why I see food as fuel that way. If there's no training at all, I try not to have any carbs. But guess what? Carbs is addictive. Carbs are addictive. They're addictive. If you've had carbs all your life and no one has told you any better, you're going to have carbs all your life and no one can tell you any better. It's that simple. If everyone says to you, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that, you're going to do it. You're going to go behind their back and do it. When they're not watching, you're going to do it. At 3 a.m, you're going to do it. So that thing's going to be calling your name. Hey, guess. It's in the fridge, just whispering.
Left.
Hey, yeah, I'm still here. Just there, whispering your name, whispering idle nonsense into you when no one's watching you, and you go and do it. So my things, I tend to not tell people to go cold turkey or to change everything in an instant. I say if you want to change, you do it in small bits, tiny increments. Is that whole 1% better every day?
Absolutely. Increase your movement a little bit.
That's it. Reduce your level of intake. Because there's the weight loss, weight gain, weight loss. If you want to lose weight, what do? You increase your outtake, reduce your intake. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to gain weight, you increase your intake, reduce your outtake. But now it's the kind of weight you're trying to gain. So if you want to gain fat, carb load. If you want to gain muscle, you have to train the muscles, and you have to eat right. Just have a little more intake than you normally would. Does not mean more carbs. It means more carbs, more protein, more soluble fats, more everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is a school that no one goes to. We don't talk about food. How food is. Food as a functional thing. We don't.
We really don't.
We don't talk about food as a functional thing.
It's usually spoken about as a pleasure.
It is.
As recreation. As
an emotional thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not that it should never or it could never be that, but making that the focus isn't really.
I say.
It isn't really the one.
I'd say understanding the function of food and understanding your responses to food would help you maintain a better lifestyle with food. Is it diet? It's a lifestyle with food. Understanding the function of food, understanding your emotional responses to food, and also a third, knowing your triggers. Because people get triggered.
That's a great one.
People get triggered.
That's a great one, actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things happen, and then you're triggered, and you're just gonna go and binge on that thing. Yeah. And it's always crazy how the things that are bad for you are the cheapest things.
Isn't it?
Oh, that's cheap. Okay, good. I'm gonna buy that. Cheap. I'm gonna buy that. And it's there. It's readily available. It's looking you dead in the eye because it's like £1.50, £2 off. You buy it and it's just crap. It has no function at all in the body. It does nothing for the body. If you read the whole thing, it tells you, oh, it's just nonsense. It's just nothing. For example, whey powder. Whey protein, whey powder.
Speak on it.
I'll stop taking it. It's so whey protein powders a decade ago had more protein than it has today.
Can you explain what's in it?
Whey protein is basically whey protein is supposed to be egg white.
Okay. It's supposed to be egg white that they've turned into powder.
Yes.
Okay.
Whey protein is supposed to be powdered eggs. It was powdered eggs, but scientists today have found alternatives to go, okay, you know what?
Some artificial
I'm going
shit.
to put a hint of whey protein in there, and I'll put this buffer to make more of it. I'll put this
almost like filler.
This filler. There you go. Like a filler. It's
proteinless filler.
Yes, almost like when dealers are selling weed, and then they cut the weed and then they dilute the weed with external substances, so it's not pure weed anymore. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so it's now like, yeah, I'm good.
You save the money too. So what
percentage
of it is protein then?
I don't know.
Much less than they probably say then.
It's much less than it was before, so I'm like, I'm good now.
I can see why they do that though. Save money. I'm not saying it's right, but
it's make money.
I can see why they do that.
It's a make money thing.
Obviously, make money.
So
bottom line's gonna be better.
My thing is just, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna have less whey protein, just have more real protein. I'll do my eggs myself. I boil my eggs, keep my protein pure. That way I know what I'm eating. You know, when you trusted the industry to go, okay, you know what, I'm gonna buy from you, and then start to break it down. I'm good. Yes. Oh, exercise. Exercise. You realize that a majority of our people are allergic to exercise. Daily workouts, daily cardio, daily something. Why do you suppose that is?
Again, never considered it. Never really reflected on it. Something I've noticed, but I've not stopped to really think about what the reason for that is.
Could it be that
Although these climates do play some part.
climates?
Well, when you're in hot countries, you go out and you're doing stuff, and it's a much more natural thing to go out. So, for example, when I was in Jamaica, we would climb trees, we would go fishing, we would play cricket, we'd build kites. There were all these different activities.
You were young.
And a lot of it was around the lifestyle. I mean, thinking back to my uncles and aunts and whatnot, I see what you mean, but they were still more physically active, I would say. They were more kind of out and about and doing stuff.
Come to Nigeria. Hot climate, so many fat people there.
Oh, really? Is there a lot of fat people there in Nigeria?
Hey, it doesn't make a difference, man. That's what I'm saying.
Is it seen as a positive when you're fat there? Is it like, he is a successful man, look at his belly?
It changes. It's all seasonal. It's all seasonal. There was a period where if you were rotund, you looked healthy and you looked like you could afford to look at
look like you're living life.
There you go. But then what happens is you then realize that everybody starts making money, and when they start making money, they want to look like the guy with a flat stomach. That's a reality. Everybody who is money or not wants to look healthy and fit. That's the word, healthy and fit. Because guess what? If you have all the money in the world, that money in the world can't buy your health. You need to be healthy and fit.
That's exactly where we got to prioritize this issue, man.
But we don't know better because we are living on fashion, not function. You need to at all times be functional. Be able to pull your weight, push your weight, be able to run a mile, be able to move, lift, and jump off the floor and land back in peace.
A big thing as well is this sitting down stuff. Because of the way it locks your body. Like in some Eastern cultures, people will sit in deep squats. I don't know if it's the same in Africa. I don't remember seeing that in Jamaica. But I've seen in some Eastern cultures, people will sit in really deep squats and they're more mobile. But all this
is their physiology.
It's these chairs, it's this office life and sofas and all this stuff. It's really not healthy.
Deep squats, not for black folks, not possible. So every race has its own physiology. The Asian hip to bone ratio, hip muscle, tendon, ligament, cartilage ratio is not like black folks. Black folks can't deep squat like Asians do.
I lie, I tell. I can do a deep squat.
I'm a teacher. I do this for a living.
Okay, well, after we get out of the
95%,
car, I want to see what you call a deep squat.
95% of black people cannot sit down and stay in that position like Vietnamese, Chinese.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying they got the same range of mobility. There might be a higher range of mobility.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they just squat down there and sit down there like that.
Yeah, they look like they're sitting on a stool or something.
There you go. We can't all do that because we have more muscles in the world. Black folks have the most muscle mass ratio.
I feel you on the range.
That means
of
our
motion.
our glutes are bigger than anyone else in the world. So big quads means you can't stay in a deep squat for a long time. You're going to cramp it like that because you're pushing the muscle more than anyone else. So even for the fight game, you have not many black people can go for the turtle guard, big chest.
Are you talking about the Tyson kind of style? When you say turtle, do you mean like
the turtle guard, that where your forearms are touching each other?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're against your body.
See that? That's not it. So it's literally your forearms touch like that together. There. That's the turtle guard. And you imagine that. So forearms touch together, elbows point down to almost touch your hips, and your chin is down like that, and you're fighting normally. You can't do that because
feels so uncomfortable.
Because you have big pectoral muscles, You have big deltoids compared to every other race. That's my point. It's just the small things that no one sees. I see it all. But again, there's a massive lack of understanding of black fitness. There's a massive lack of understanding of fitness in health in the black neighborhood, in the black community.
And one of the things I meant to mention, actually, you just reminded me now you said that, is around food, because depending on which country you're in, the food that might be popular there might not work for you as a black person.
True.
Do you see what I mean?
Very true.
So, for example, people in this country drink loads of milk and blah blah blah, but
black folks,
a lot of black folks can't process milk like that. Or if you go to the Far East, one of my friends was telling me that because Japan, for example, didn't have a long history of getting drunk and drinking beer and all this kind of stuff, their tolerance to alcohol is completely different to the average European. So that's another factor that plays a role.
Yeah, they see the European as vagabonds and savages. You come and bring your. It's true. You go to another man's house and tell him how to live. You see the Europeans, the Westerners, quote unquote Westerners, go to Japan or Thailand and try to enforce their ways onto the locals. That's what that is. Of course, the Japanese don't have a good drinking culture because it's not their culture. We try to enforce our culture onto them. So no, this is the way. It's not the way. That's their culture. That's their physiology. That's their anatomy. It's not ours.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. I don't think there's anything great about having a high tolerance to alcohol.
Vagabonds. Pirates. Simple as that. Vagabonds and pirates have a high tolerance. Yeah, that means you have a bad liver, kidney, and all that. Because no human being should have a high tolerance to alcohol.
It is poison.
I didn't say it. Someone said it. So yeah, we as a people tend to, as we get older, we tend to have we tend to have high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity related illnesses, things that we call it genetic. Oh, my grandfather had it, my father had it, my great grandfather had it. Yeah, because we ate the same thing all our lives. They ate the same thing all their lives. No one changed anything at all. And you expect things to change just because of wishful thinking. What's insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That's that. So when you say that's insane, everyone gets mad at you. Well, how dare you say it's insane? I'm emotionally involved in this. Well, yeah, that's why it's insane, because you're emotionally involved in it and you just don't like the fact that I'm telling you the truth. So that's what hurts. The truth hurts. But it doesn't change it. It's the truth.
It's exactly what you're saying though, because I just see it way too often. You be speaking to someone, oh, how's blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, well, you know, got diabetes and you got this and you got that, and like you said, they're eating the exact same foods for generations.
Yes, for generations. You know,
I know people who were eating very unhealthy for a long time, and then, you know, I don't hear about them for 10, 20 years, and then you find out, oh, okay, this person's now got this issue with their stomach. Yeah, foot's been cut off or whatever. And you're like, but you've been eating...
They've had this, and then you hear now they're on this tablet, that tablet, this tablet, that tablet.
And they just get on those tablets and
you just tell them, why don't you just do cardio? No. They say I should walk. I can walk to the store to get my tablet and come back.
Yeah, lifetime prescription.
Yeah. Why not just go for a stroll? Why not just do this? You suggest
drink more water.
And then you find out, oh, I'm drinking this thing. Yes, it's healthy. Yes, it's got lots of sugar. Yes, but it's healthy. But it's got sugar, yes.
Yeah, or it says low fat on the container.
So what's that thing called again? So you get CMOS, but CMOS is bitter. So what do? Put sugar in it. But the CMOS is good for you. I've seen this.
It's wild.
I've seen this. You get CMOS. That's good for you.
Got like over 100 different.
But you're gonna
minerals in
say,
it.
nah, it's not sweet. What? Wait. It's not saying it's not bearable. It's not sweet. So you want CMOS to taste sweet. So what do? You put sugar in it to make it taste sweet. The problem is not the CMOS. The problem is your relationship with your taste. Your relationship to food.
That's exactly what it is. It's the relationship to food. You know, when recently I started exploring these fasts with watermelon, where I just have watermelon. And the first day, I remember, first meal, I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then when I had watermelon the second time, I could feel like my stomach was almost like, is that it? Like, that's all we're having. And I could feel this internal kind of resistance to it.
Dialogue.
But then the next time, I think I did 1 day, 1 week, and then the week after I did a day or two. By the time I did it the second time, I could feel the difference as I was adjusting and just noticing how much of the eating wasn't really necessary. It was just my body going, oh, actually, I feel like that. Or my mind going, oh, I feel like that. Oh, actually, I feel like that. Like, most of the eating people do is unnecessary.
Yes.
It's some emotional need.
Most times you're thirsty, not hungry. But because it's going to the same hole, you tell yourself, you assume it's food, you're hungry. Because if we drive down the street for 5 minutes, you're gonna see a food advertising, food commercial, food logo, food advert, food based something, carbs, food. So what happens is the human brain goes, oh, I see food everywhere, I must be hungry.
Wow.
It must be hungry.
Wow.
Because the brain says, okay, this goes
the
here.
Repetition, yes.
This goes here. This is what it is. This is why the biggest food companies never need to advertise, but they still advertise till today. They still advertise. They ran the Olympics the other time in London. They are still advertising till today. They don't need to. This is my point. They've already got everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't need to, but they're still doing that today. It's crazy.
I think about exposure to it. It's real interesting. I never actually consciously considered that, but yeah, your subconscious is going to be processing stuff the whole time.
Yeah.
And the way it ranks things is how often it's exposed to it. So
yes.
if you repeat something to yourself over and over and over again, or you expose yourself, your brain goes, oh, this must be important because it keeps showing up.
Wow. Yeah. I must be hungry. Yeah, I should be hungry.
Wow.
That might be hungry.
That's a big one, man.
Massive.
That's a big one. Like, are you really hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry. Because because I saw the adverts. Yeah. With the burger. Yeah.
Jeez.
And the pizza. Yeah. And yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm just thinking, just in the short time we've been rolling, like how many times we passed like chicken spot
and pizza spot,
kebab spot, cafes, supermarkets, small off license.
The magic about it is, the magic is more effective on you when you don't know the magic is
yes happening. That's why I'm saying wow.
Once you recognize the magic, you go, okay, I get it.
Yeah, once you make the unconscious conscious.
That's it. Once you see it, you go, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. You can't get fooled again. That's the one.
George W.
You love it.
As I look up and see 2 more restaurants 2 more restaurants. Wow.
Food everywhere.
Everywhere.
But even what I'm saying this to you is, it's so ingrained in the minds of everyone in today's society that we all believe that we need to have 4 square meal.
America's just even more extreme, man, because there's more of these. See what you're talking about here? There's more adverts. There's just more everything. So if you're watching a TV show, they'll show you adverts, then the trailer, then the credits will come up. Then it'll cut to adverts, then it'll come back on, and then like 10 minutes later there's adverts. And they'll hit you with the same ad like again and again and again. This week's McDonald's rare tear. And they know how to market over there, bro. They know how to use music.
Aggressive marketing.
They're marketed as something else, man. You know every word to an advert that you ain't even been consciously watching. Like they know exactly which colours to use, the right music, boom boom boom.
You think they're gonna
super zoom close up, do you know what I mean? You just see,
waste their time trying to sell you food. They know what they're doing. You're gonna eat regardless. It's food, right? But guess what? If I market it to you hard enough, I make it seem like cooking is hard for you. That's how hard it is. I'll make it seem like cooking, which we have done for an eternity of humanity every day, I would make it seem like it's hard work to cook. Don't cook, just eat.
And the brain likes quick and easy.
The brain wants the easy way. The brain chooses the easiest way. The easiest way the brain chooses. Oh, that's easy, boom. It's just this, just that. I haven't got money, credit card, boom.
You're really going up against the Matrix in a way, because you're being offered the things which are the most tasty as well, the most delicious, the most unhealthy. They're presented in the most appealing ways, and they're presented to be quick and easy as well.
Here's why I say all this, because a majority of black people do this. I don't realize it. We are the lowest earners. We are the highest consumers.
That's crazy.
We are the lowest producers. We're the highest consumers. We get paid the least, but we spend the most. We are the ones with the least businesses. We have the least businesses. We are the ones with the least ownership. We're the ones that waste all our money on somebody else's business. We are the least businesses. We don't even understand the term group economics. The fact that someone has to say to their own people, hey, let's make the last Saturday of the month a group economics day. You're so backward. It's unbelievable. You are a century backward.
At least.
The fact that someone has to tell you, remind you that you need to go and buy from your people. You see how bad that is? Like,
when you say it out loud,
the levels of wow.
It sounds crazy, yeah.
Someone has to tell you, remind you to go and buy. You're not being racist or being any kind of ist. It's just
support your own.
You don't support your own people. What's wrong with you? Every other person naturally supports their own. Naturally, without being told. Without being told, by the way. Oh, boom! I'm gonna go here. Boom! Without being told.
You see it all the time. You go into like a business or whatever, and they'll have a person of a certain race or certain, let's say, demographic, because it's not even just race, but someone of a certain demographic, and then they start bringing in more people, and before you know it, that whole like department.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's different.
Yes.
Or that whole business.
And it is what it is. It's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not.
It's just supporting your own people. That's it. It does not mean you don't like any other race. No, it just means that you support your own people by proxy. It's your default setting. Because you don't hate yourself.
That's, you know, it's so
No,
funny
no,
you said
I
that,
say
'cause
what I say.
that's another factor
Yes.
within all of this.
When you have self-hate in you, then
You don't care about
you
your health.
hate supporting yourself.
Yes, and you don't care about your health and fitness. This is one of the things I was gonna.
When you don't like yourself, when you don't see your body as your temple, you mistreat it. If you love yourself, if you love your body, you will do any and everything you can to keep that body pure, clean, healthy, strong. It's self-love. Dude, let me tell you this. Get mad or you want to get mad, I don't care. If you want to get mad at me, go and climb tree and go and get mad at me there. Nobody, it's true, go and get mad somewhere else, not around me. Nobody who has quote unquote self-love abuses their body. Nobody. If you actually have quote unquote self-love, you actually go out of your way to look after your temple. You do not abuse your temple. You do not insult your temple. You do not stain your temple. You keep your temple as pure and as clean as you possibly can. It's that damn simple. I cannot elaborate this any more, any further, any less. Self-love, it starts from self-love. So all of this is just basically me saying that a lot of people don't go to the gym because we don't love ourselves. It's not just that we're the lowest earners. Yeah, fine. You want to play the whole victim card? Oh, I wasn't given enough at birth. I wasn't given this one. Yeah, okay, fine. We started the race at something, and I was like this part of the race, and okay, you were born on this part of the world, wherever you're born in. Every day is an opportunity to make yourself 1% better. That's it. You don't accept things because this is how things are. You create things. You don't let your environment define you. You define your environment.
Powerful.
Mindful live. I say this because again, self-love. I have a gym. I have a gym. Do you know how many times? Matter of fact, let me see. The percentage of Nubians in my gym, I would say 10%.
1 in 10.
Yes. Yeah. The percentage.
And if you look at who lives in this area,
they're all Nubians.
It's not 1 in 10.
No, it's not.
It's like the other way around.
The percentage of Nubians in my gym is 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Now, what's more interesting is, again, fitness. I approach Nubians a lot more than I approach anyone else. And I go, I've got a gym here. Come and train. I've got this here. Come and train. Come and get fitter. Come and get healthier. I know you can afford to come to the gym. I know you can. Was like, oh no. It's the different priorities. 1, 2. When they finally decide to go to the gym, it's not my gym they come to, It's not my gym they come to. It's not. It's the non-Nubian gym they go to, where they are the token. I know. Happens all too often. Why do you suppose that would be? What do you think that is?
Me, I think it comes back to that lack of self-love. Because I think a lot of black people don't see themselves or other black people in that position of authority, like they're not used to it, and maybe they don't even trust in that. A lot of them haven't seen that. They haven't seen that in their homes. They haven't seen that in school. They haven't seen it in work, in business.
Position of power.
Like a competent, do you know what I mean? Competent brother taking care of stuff, doing it well, and all the rest of it.
I'm the best there is. I'm the best out there. Period. I'm your favorite trainer's favorite trainer. I'm your best coach's best coach. I say that.
He's very good.
I don't brag
Don't give
about
credit
this.
where it's
I'm
due.
the shit. Definitely. You know, and I go, you're going to somewhere that they know way less than I do. Why? When I would literally give you the answers of the cosmos for free.
The other thing is, without a certain level of almost cosign or celebrity, I think a lot of times our people don't want to jump on something. So, for example, and we spoke about this last week when you mentioned, you're talking about certain brands that people will buy because that brand has a certain cachet, it's got a certain reputation, and people will be like, okay, yeah, if you're wearing that, then you are, you know, doing well. With you, you're one of those people where within your industry, I'm sure if you were to speak to people who know, they would say, oh yeah, he knows his stuff. Those people would know. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But for the average person on the street, it's like, oh, it's just some guy. Like they wouldn't know because they didn't know those circles. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas if you had that profile, and I know that's not something you've looked for, but I think if you had that profile within the martial arts community, and you had maybe a little bit of, not A-list celebrity, but you know, like a little bit more like notoriety, where you're a bit more known. For example, like you've done certain things, like was it the Namco thing?
Yeah.
Tekken, something like that, right? Like that could be amazing leverage in terms of profile and how people.
I know what you're saying.
Pursuing it.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
The
Because
way-
then people want to jump on it because they're like, oh, other people like it. Well, yeah, we're gonna jump on it.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
way I do things, I do most things. I do one thing, I do most things. Most things I do is based on function, not fashion, right? So I don't teach and train for the selfies.
I get that.
I don't teach and train for the public.
Yeah, it's not for likes. It's not
for
followers.
likes. I don't do this for the likes. I do this for those who deserve it. You know, and I get that point. If I was a bit more, if I were a bit more fashion, a bit less function, of course that will happen. But that's the thing. That's not me. I find it weird to be right. I do a little bit of like motivation talk every once in a while, but I find it weird to be going, "Hey guys, this is my."
All right, but let's say for argument's sake, you had whatever the local presses or whatever. You had some thing running where you'd have someone from local press come. Maybe they come train with you, blah blah blah. They do some stories around you. You build a relationship where there's a little bit of back and forth where they see what you're doing, they see what you're doing in schools, blah blah blah. They could bring a little bit of light to that, so that within the community, people can see you there. Or let's say you had, I don't know, like a celebrity that you were training for, an actor. Let's say you got an actor, he's going to play a role, you're going to train him up, rapper, whatever, something like that. These kind of things would just associate you with just a certain level of knowing, because people are mostly sheep. It's like when they pass the restaurant and they see no one's in the restaurant, they don't want to go in there. But if they pass the restaurant and there's people queuing, I've seen this. People are like, oh, what's happening in there? And like, even though it might take them an hour to get in, now they want to get in there because they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Interestingly, you say that. When I train a rapper or a actor, I keep it private. I keep a privacy to it. I tend to not have my phones on when I'm around anyone that's a public figure, because the idea of it is I want them to feel safe in my house.
Okay.
I want. So my space is supposed to be the space where there are no cameras on you.
I get that.
You see my point?
I get that.
Because it will be a bit selfish of me to ride in their coattails, to use them to jump up to something else.
I understand your perspective completely. I would say it really depends on the nature of that particular relationship.
Yes.
Because with some people, they would understand that it's a win-win situation. Like some people would say, oh, do you know what, I get it, because this is going to give you exposure, and I love what you're doing, I love how you train me, and I want you to have that exposure, and actually it's going to show me training with this guy who I really respect and who's got great skills. So if it's an agreed thing and we agreed we're going to do it like this and blah blah blah, and there's some understanding around it, then it could be done in a respectful way. And it might even be that it's just a specific part of one session where you just go, okay, we've got to the end now, or maybe you do a before and after, right? Like imagine you get him come in, show him throwing a kick at the start, or he doesn't know what he's doing, and then it's like before Kez, and then it's like after, and you could show just a minute or two. Yeah, there's ways I think you could make that work, because when I was, for example, pursuing the acting stuff more, there was very much this understanding of we're all trying to grow. So let's work together. I've got this project here, maybe you help me with this. Next time you're doing something, I can help you with that. Joint venture, I think, is a really powerful thing. And again, it's that collaboration you were talking about earlier on. You mentioned group economics. Like,
Or
there's ways.
I'll just go naked. Simple.
Yeah, you could just go for the sex tape route.
It's a sex tape route. Just go, hey.
And if does that still work?
Say, hey guys, oi, new watch. What do you?
Well, just naked with the watch.
Naked with the watch. Say, what do you think about my new watch? You people, you OnlyFans, all of you, get out. Instagram models, they wear them tights. Oh, new haircut. Where? Where?
The one that always makes me laugh is when it's like the woman's just showing off all this stuff, and then she's got this like deep spiritual like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's my favorite.
Shirts is off, titties is out. Oh, always look on the bright side of life. Hey, funke. I shower. Feel like
A shower.
Nonsense. So, you'll see like where those like tight, your butt cheeks hanging out. The nyash get pockets.
All up in the
one
crevice.
butt in one pocket, and she's like turning sideways and saying, "Oh, Monday morning motivation. Look at my coffee. It's this nyash I can see, no coffee. See yourself." I shower.
These new leggings are out of control, man.
I tell you. There was Wonder Bra, now it's Wonder Leggings. Because
These
I wonder where the muscle came from.
They're impossible. They're just all up in the crevice.
Are you telling me that's not on purpose?
That's what I'm saying.
Who dressed you? Who dressed you? You look in the mirror, did like this. It's not enough. Put more yash inside this thing.
I think that's the design though now.
What design?
That
shower design.
That shower. A shower design. Designed by a shower.
I tell you, I should make a new line of clothes.
A shower.
A shower. You will sell. No sense.
Oh, that sounds exotic. Oh my God.
Exotic. A shower. Stop it. You didn't have yash on Monday, now you have yash on Tuesday. What's this nonsense? Just yeah, because they pulled it back like.
I know exactly what you meant when you said that.
Exactly.
These leggings are ridiculous, bro.
It's frustrating, man. It's nonsense. And then you're like, don't look at my shower ass. Why are you looking?
I know. Like if you were walking around with some like skin tight thing, and you can see the whole print and all the rest of it, like no one would be looking.
Hey, who dressed you? Makeup. Okay. Wardrobe. Oh. Anyway, that's my story. Sticking to it.
Okay. Anything else to add? Went a little bit off the rails at the end there, but it's all good.
stay healthy. Do your cardio. Do your daily training. If you can't run, do sit-ups. If you can't do sit-ups, do push-ups. If you can't do anything, do jumping jacks. And don't say you don't have time to exercise. You have half an hour a day to train. You have doesn't matter what you do as well. Just do something. It doesn't matter what you do. Just move. Move more than you did yesterday. Don't burn yourself out today with the idea of burnout. One thing I've realized is what people do is this. They go, oh, because I haven't trained in a while, I'm going to make up for that by doing training for all the lost time. You don't do that. You're starting from scratch. Start from scratch. Take your time and go slowly. It's that simple. It's that simple. People say, no, I want to go. No, you'll be fine. Just go easy. Just chill.
That's a really good point. That's like trying to catch up on all the sleep you've missed over the past few months in a day or two.
By not knocking yourself out. Get Anvil, just boom,
Chloroform.
20 hours sleep, chloroform.
It doesn't
comatose.
work like that.
No, just take your time, just bit by bit, step by step. That's it.
Stay small. Start small, stay consistent. Have minimum daily amounts so you can always get a little something in, and then just gradually stack.
So train every day, a little bit every day. You'll be fine. Trust me. If you're training and there's muscle soreness, there's DOMS. There's the one that your muscles are sore, and then there's the one that your muscles are dead. Look for a bit of soreness, not dead. You don't need that. Just nice and light, nice and easy. All right, team. That's it. I've said my piece. It's emotional.